All right, well, we made it back here. I think I'm back, right? Welcome back, everybody. And here we are for the Sarnia Sting, getting ready to take on the Windsor Spitfires here in just a few moments. It's certainly unique to be back here, but the fans that are here right now are happy to be back. So glad to have you joining us here. We've got some really cool things to talk about coming up here. Lots happening with the Sarnia Sting, of course, with new leadership, of course, new players. Every year brings in some new players, but there are a lot of rookies on this team this year, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the new leadership as well. And it just seemed appropriate that coming back here, I would bring on somebody that has helped me through the years talking about the Sarnia Sting. And while we can't have him standing here right beside me, we do have him here. And we're going to bring it. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. I don't have a producer this year. There we go. Are you there, Jay? I'm trying to hear him.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I probably don't need a microphone. You're way down the other end. I can still hear you.
yeah.
Well, Jay,
I miss you, Dave. I miss you, brother.
I miss you too. It's nice to be able to stab each other still in the front.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome back here as well. And you heard me kind of leading into things there. There's a lot of new players on this team, and we've got some new leadership on this team. Let's take a look at what we're going to talk about here. Let's start talking about first the new head coach for the Sarnia Sting, Alan Letang, who brings a whole lot of experience. I think he played in like 8 different leagues, 14 games in the NHL, to KHL, the UHL, and of course the OHL for the Sarnia Sting back in 1994-95 season. How do you feel about our new head coach there, Jay?
Well, you know what, Dave, I'm looking very positive at it. I mean, change can be a good thing. Over the last few years, we've seen the Sting get in a bit of a slump. And we saw Darian Hatcher and Dave Legwand really trying to figure it out, but not quite ever getting to that moment where we had an awesome year. So, a little bit of change is always a good thing. And you bring in a guy like Alan Letang. Number one, he's a former Sting player anyway, which is terrific. And with the breadth of experience that he's had. And the number of perspectives that he's bringing to this game, I'm excited to see what he's got to do. His last 2 seasons in the O, he's taken was the attack, right? On Sam. So he took them and turned them around quite a bit. So I'm excited to see what he brings to our team for sure.
Well, he certainly brings a lot to the plate, as I mentioned. He's got quite a career leading up to this, and then, like you said, the Owen Sound attack was able to turn them around quite a bit. So hopefully we can have that same thing happening here. I've had conversation with him a few months ago when they made the announcement that he was going to be the head coach. And in talking with him, you can just tell that his heart's in it. He's very sincere about being here, and he really wants to make some good, positive changes. And we've already seen some of those changes there. Let's talk about how many rookies we have on this team coming into this season. There's about 9 or 10 rookies on here, Jay.
Sure, and we couldn't, we really couldn't do this season just due to COVID without having a lot of rookies. I mean, some of our OAs we lost just simply because of the year that went by where there was no season. So we knew that there was going to be a lot of change going on this year. We're going to be pulling up a lot of young guys and giving them a shot. And frankly, I'm pretty excited about some of the guys I've seen. I came out for a black and white game, and, we got to see some of the talent that some of these kids have. I'm seeing reflections of Franco Scriviero. We got some speed. We got some small guys. We got some hands.
Who are you talking about when you compare to Franco?
Well, Ty Boyd's done really well in that, and he's about the same sort of size and stuff like that. So, and then there's a few others I think that could probably fit that category, that, aggressive forward firepower that we've been needing for quite a bit. But I
Yes.
think the other exciting part for me, honestly, is we got a defensive line right now that is not less, the average is over 6 feet. And these
Right.
are some big guys that have a combination of experience, but also, an OHL experience, but also they put on a little bit of size. And I'm pretty excited to see, when we add to that some new defensive coaching, I think it's going to be a good thing. I think now we're going to have a little better balanced team altogether. And I think that's exciting. It's going to be exciting.
You talk about Ty Voigt, but one that comes to mind for me is Max Nemesnikov.
Oh my goodness, absolutely.
There's a little firecracker and a half. Of course, we
100%.
were able to broadcast a couple of the scrimmage games that we had here from the training camp.
Sure.
And he certainly came to the forefront a lot in those scrimmages. Let's move
Great
on.
hands, explosive speed. We love that.
Yeah. Let's move on to new leadership on the team as far as a captain goes. Braden Guy, now the captain for the Sarnia Sting. Did you see this one coming?
Well, you know what, honestly, Dave, I want to say, as a fan, no, I didn't, honestly, and no offense to Braden Guy, because, this is one of the things where the fans don't always get to see sort of what's going on, because for any good team to make their way through and navigate this kind of playing experience, you need guys that are strong in the locker room. And that's just not stuff we see in the stands, So, I'm not unhappy that they picked Guy. He's certainly one of the more seasoned Sarnia Sting players that we have. And I think he'll do a terrific job. But I love the fact that they've given him that because of what he brings to the locker room and in terms of leadership for the team.
100%.
Brady was, he was not necessarily the most exciting guy on the ice, but he did the job every time.
For sure.
And I think those are good qualities to have. And then all that stuff we don't see as fans, it goes on the locker room.
For sure.
So I think it's a great choice. And to bring Steve Stamkos in and do that video.
Yeah, well, hold on. Don't get ahead of me now.
Okay.
I got to move forward here. We got about 6 minutes. It's okay. I'm used to stopping you.
Okay.
We got about 6.5 minutes before the game. Speaking of that video, good segue into that. If you missed it, Steven Stamkos announced the captain Braden Guy. We're going to play that for you right now. Take a look, and then Jay and I will be right back.
Hey guys, it's Steven Stamkos here. Just wanted to say it's great to have OHL hockey back. I'm sure you guys are all excited. I'm excited for you guys. Wanted to wish you the best of luck on the upcoming season. And I just wanted to say I know how important leadership is to a team. I was honored to be an assistant captain with the Sarnia Sting before I came to Tampa in the NHL. I've been honored to be the captain for a long time in Tampa and having just helped lead a team to back-to-back Stanley Cups. So I know how important that is. And in saying that, I just want to announce the new captain of the Sarnia Sting is Braden Guy. Braden, I wanted to say all the best. I know you're going to be a great leader, as well as the other leadership group that you have in Sarnia. So congratulations and all the best on the upcoming season. Go Sting, go. Go Sting, go.
All right, well, like you said there's Steven Stamkos taking time to make that announcement there. Former alumni, right, still participating with the Sarnia Sting. That really says a lot.
Sure. Yeah, it does, and it says, and you know what? I got a chance to meet Steve Stamkos. I mean, he is the epitome of the character player that you want to see leading a team. And there's a reason why they picked him to be captain of Tampa Bay. And Braden Guy, to have him do that, that I think it says speaks volumes.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got a couple more minutes. Let's talk about our goaltending. And then maybe if you come back and join us after the first period, I'd like to talk about some of the draft that's happening with a few of the players on the team already as well.
For sure.
But how closely have you looked at the new? I mean, Benjamin Gaudreau is still in there, of course. But how closely have you looked at? There's 3 new that were added to the roster just recently.
And you know what? Honestly, Dave, I really haven't paid a huge amount of attention necessarily. I knew we had Gaudreau, so I mean, here's a kid that helped win. Well, I mean, he was almost fully responsible for winning
the gold.
UAP. So I mean, what an outstanding player! And we've been known that for some time now, that he was an outstanding player.
Yeah.
So we know he's going to get the tap to play most of the big games and stuff like that. And what are you going to do with that in terms of filling the back end? I think they've got a lot of great choices. I did see the black and white game, and I saw some really good goaltending. A little bit of seasoning. Those guys, I think, are going to be excellent backup goalies for us, and barring any unforeseen circumstances, I think we've got goaltending sewed up this year. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's really unfortunate we don't get to see Taya in the lineup. I think I would have been very excited to see that. But I absolutely get why they've gone the way they've gone. You can't have Gaudreau and you can't have Taya, on the same team, because somebody's going to lose time, and in the end, we want to win some games.
Well, we're going to see probably
not that either one of them couldn't win us some games.
We're going to see a lot of the new players probably on the ice here tonight. Some of the big boys, if you will, are away at NHL camps. But Jay, will you come back after first period and join me again?
100%, brother.
Okay, right on. They're ready to come out on the ice, so I'm going to take a break. Jay, we'll talk to you again next period.
Awesome.
So there you go, Jay Peckham coming back to join me here. Great to have you back, Jay, honest to goodness. And it's great to be back here for the Sarnia Sting once again. You heard us talking about Ben Gaudreau, some of the new leadership, and we're going to look at some of the other goalies as well. We'll let it play out here in the next few periods. Jay Peckham will come back and talk to me some more at this very unique, but we're back. The starting lineup is getting ready to come back out on the ice, and we'll be welcoming our friend Jay Peckham. Now, before you go, I just want to let you know something new that we're trying out this year. If you're on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Dav Burrows. It's on the screen there. And while the game is on, we're going to have a live voice chat. So you can connect with me on Twitter. Come into a voice chat room where I'll be up in the media box. It won't be play-by-play. I'm no Lee Cunningham. But we can talk about the game and what's happening, and maybe if you have some thoughts on players and your positive thoughts on this year's Sarnia Sting, you'd be welcome to share that in the room. So again, on Twitter at Dav Burrows, please join me. And of course, I'll be back here first period. My friend Jay Peckham going to join me again for that. It's so wonderful to be back here talking to you from the Sarnia Sting. I'm David Burrows. We'll be back first intermission. Until then, bye for now.